Episode 2 of the Arken Optic EPL4 giveaway. So, all right, today what I'm going to talk about is the process of ordering one of these scopes and getting your hands on one of these, what it takes to get this thing from Arken to you. If you check out the Arken Optics webpage, the first thing you want to notice is the availability of the optic before you order one of these. All of their scopes have been super popular, and a lot of these things tend to sell out. They do give a lead time or an expected ship time of what it's going to take to get one in your hands if they don't have them in stock. But what I want to talk about today is if you guys order a scope that on the Arken webpage it says it is in stock, but how long is it going to take you to get one of these scopes? So the EPL4 that I'm looking at using for this giveaway, this scope I have actually ordered from Arken on June 9th. June 9th, 2023, if you're watching this in the future. That order was then processed by the Arken webpage and their ordering system also on June 9th. So it did get processed the same day. I next got an email from Arken and then an email from the US Postal Service that said there was a pre-shipment that was taking place on June 12th. So keep that in mind. It took 3 days from the time the scope was actually ordered to get this pre-shipment in place. Now the tracking information from the US Postal Service was a little bit tricky. I would punch that number in and look for updates, and it really just showed that it was in pre-shipment. It really never updated, which can be frustrating when you're hoping to have this thing for a trip or a target, shooting outing or something like that. But the scope was then delivered today on June 14th. So looking at some notes here, ordered on June 9th, delivered on the 14th. It took 5 days for me to get the scope. Now, the only frustrating part about this entire process was really something that was out of the hands of Arken, and that's something by the US Postal Service. They just don't update the shipping. So keep that in mind when you order one of these. This EPL4 was in stock, and it only took me 5 days to get this scope. So I've got the scope. The scope landed right here on my front porch. So now let's take a look at the scope. Let's take a look at everything that came in this box and everything that's going along with this EPL4 giveaway and what we're going to get mounted up for the next episode. All right, now bear with me. I'm going to try to get everything out of this box with one hand while I'm holding the camera here. So your scope's going to come in a nice outer box like this. And let's see what we got in here. I did already use my pocket knife to cut through the tape. You're going to get your packing slip. Got the Arken hat. So these caps, everybody's really been waiting for these. I've got one. I like it. It's vented in the back. These are pretty cool. We've got your Arken bag. Now these shooting bags, you can use this to put all kinds of stuff in if you want. I use this as a shooting bag. You can fill this thing with beans, corn, sand, whatever you want. They do work quite well. So there's your shooting bag. And then down inside here, we're going to be mounting this up with a set of the low halo rings. So we've got a set of rings in the box. We've got the Arken flip caps. Now I'll talk about these as we're mounting them. There's some love and hate for those. And then inside here, we've also, let me see if I can get to this here. If I can do this with one hand. There we go. Don't mind that little bit there. We've got your throw lever. We're going to use that and mount it up. Well, mount it up, then use it, right? And the bubble level, we're gonna mount it up and then use it. And there's a patch in there and a battery for your illumination. So I'm gonna leave that in there so it doesn't blow away. I'm outside, it's a beautiful day. We've got your scope here. Now the scope has generally been in another bag when I've ordered one of these. I think that may be some protection for moisture or whatnot in the shipping process if something happens. But everything comes in one big box like that, and then you've got your scope. And the scopes themselves are really well. See, I'm banging around a little bit here, right? It's first test. See if I can shake this out of here with one hand. Come on, baby. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Right? All right, so there we go. So everything is packed in here really well. This would have been on top right here. So these scopes come packed extremely well. I mean, the UPS man, FedEx guy, or mail guy, whoever it is, or lady, delivering your stuff could throw it around you know, quite a bit with this box and the way that they pack these. These are packed really well. So there it is. This is the timeline in the process, and you know, the kind of the rough unboxing of what your Arken Optic is going to be like, or the process of buying from Arken. So everything's packed real well, and in this case, everything came here in a real timely fashion. It was in stock. There's your EPL4 that I'm going to be mounting up with this precision pack. All right, well, there you have it. Aside from my struggles of trying to open these boxes with only one hand, my experience of taking delivery of this Arken Optic EPL4 has been really trouble-free. I got the scope under a week and everything is in the box that I expected. So if you have an Arken Optic, let me know in the comment section, how has your ordering experience or your delivery experience been? Have you been satisfied with the time that it took to get your Arken Optic from Arken, which these things are shipping out of, I believe, Texas, to wherever you are at? Now, keep in mind, some of these things, if you've had a negative experience, may be out of the control of Arken, like the lack of shipping update by USPS. But as far as the delivery time or the availability, let me know your experiences. Arken often does a really good job of putting an expected timeline, like how many weeks do they expect to get these things in their hands. There are some supply struggles right now, keeping things going with all these markets and everything post-pandemic. But let me know in the comments section, what has your experience been and what are you hoping for when it comes to an experience with getting one of these? Now, this EPL4, these things are in stock right now, so if you're looking for one, just based on my experience, this is going to be a scope that is really popular with the hunters. And we're sitting here in June, it's early summer. If you need one of these and you're really wanting to have one of these on a rifle for fall hunting season, don't wait until the last minute. Take advantage of it, get one of these while they're in stock. The MOA and the mills are both available. So, hey, with that, I'm gonna end this one right now. Hit that like button, follow along. This is episode 2 on giving this stuff away. If you haven't watched the first one, scroll back, watch episode 1, and keep an eye out for episode 3. Thanks for checking back in.